Hi, I'm Tom. This is Lucy, and this is Kitty Help Desk. So today I want to talk a little bit about using gestures in cat training. Most of us, if we develop a set of cues for cats, whether we're doing clicker training or some other kind of training, and I'll include a link to the clicker training video down below in the show notes, but if you're doing any kind of cue-based training, we're, as humans, we are very verbal. We like sounds, we like sonic cues, we like whistles and clicks and all that sort of thing, and words, we really like words. But cats really don't live in a world with words. They can adapt to a world with words because they're very smart and they're highly adaptive animals. And they will eventually learn what your words mean if you say them in kind of the same way, because it's not just the word itself, it's the sound of it. So if I say, "Come here," that's very different from "come here," or "come here," like whatever you want to say. Go crazy with it. But, everybody speaks a little differently, and that tonality of the sound is just as important as the words themselves. So cats are going to trigger off of those tones, the musical notes of the language, if you will, more than they even will the consonants and the plosives and things like that. But they're going to hear overall what that sound is like, and they will start to equate various versions of that to have the same meaning, or they'll respond to them the same way because they'll start to see that different versions of a word actually mean the same thing when you say them. And they will get used to that. But if you want to speed up the process of teaching a cat cues, one of the best methods for doing that is to use gestures, because cats really, they don't talk to one another in the wild. They don't sit meowing to one another and communicating things that way. In fact, cats are really good at a lot of things, but they're kind of terrible communicators. They mostly communicate through body language and through scent markings. So scent markings are a passive communication. Body language is a little more active, but you have to really be looking at one another for that communication to take place. And it can be relatively quick to happen. So if you kind of blink and aren't looking, you might miss it. So it's really easy for cats to miscommunicate to one another or to us. In a lot of cases, we don't read their communications at all. But because they're so focused on body language, it makes them more receptive to gestural cues. So for Lucy, when we're doing clicker training, she has a series of gestures that I use to show her. She's getting a little irate right now because I gave her a TREAT at the beginning of this, and I don't have any more in my hands. And she saw that I didn't have any more in my hands, so she's a little perturbed and wants me to go get more. So that's why, if I rub her here, you might see her back ripple a little bit because she doesn't really want me to pet her. But anyway, when I'm training Lucy for clicker training, I use a series of gestural cues. In fact, I don't have to say anything to cue her as long as I have her attention. And I usually use her name to get her attention. Lucy. She's not interested right now. But when we're in the mode of clicker training and I say, "Hey, Lucy," and she turns and looks at me, when she looks at me, I give her a gestural cue. This one means turn around. This means give me 5. This means go to the mat. I'm trying to remember them now. She has a lot of them. This means come here. I put this down by my side, and she comes over and headbutts my fist down by my side when I do this. So there are a lot of things that she responds to very readily because she really understands gestures better than she does words. Now, to make myself feel better, and I suggest for you to make yourself feel better too, it can sometimes be easier just to use both. So I'll say, turn around and do this, or I'll say, give me 5, But she's ahead of me usually. I don't usually have the words out because the gesture happens a lot faster, and she starts to see the gesture in formation. Like before I'm down here, she's already trying to hit my hand because I've already telegraphed it to a certain degree. So it's important to keep cues clear. That's another thing that's really can be difficult to do because, if you just kind of mumble a word or you say it differently each time, or you telegraph a cue by reaching for a treat or something, then they're really going to be reacting to those different movements that you make as much as they are to the actual cue. So you want to try to make the cue really crisp. You want to make it really super clear to the cat that this is what I'm asking for. And then they'll respond usually very rapidly. Lucy responds, I swear, before I even really get the cue out, she's already on her way because she knows what all the cues are and she can start anticipating. A little bit like, when you have family members that like to say the same things over and over, they can start even inhale and start that first syllable and you know exactly what the sentence is going to be next or what word is going to come out next. It's a lot like that because we have a relationship. She understands me. She's studied me intensely. Now, if you don't think your cat is learning things, it's important to understand they are learning all the time. They are studying everything you do. So they are paying very close attention to the things that are going on around them. But most importantly, they're paying attention to the things that are going on with you. Even if, like now, she doesn't seem to be looking at me. She's thinking about the treats that may be coming. Let me get her something. Would you like one of these? Is that what has you upset? Come here. Okay, let's see if we can get something for our money. Give me 5. Thank you. I didn't even have to use the click that time. She didn't go fully on with it, but it gives you some idea of how it works, right? Can we try that again? Maybe we can see it on camera. Give me 5. Thank you. So that's also just gives you some more information about clicker training. The clicker has very limited meaning. It just really helps to reinforce and shape the behavior. But once you have the behavior shaped like that cue, I don't want to say it again, then the cat's going to understand it whether you click when they do it or not. The clicker can help them to understand precisely what you're reinforcing. But like I like to use the words thank you to her every time she does something that I prefer. So an action that I like. And that helps her to understand that I'm giving her approval. And the treat doesn't hurt either. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.